Good day. Are you feeling fearful? Is fear stopping you from, getting the results that you really want? Is it stopping you from living a confident life so that you can really go after what you want? Perhaps you're feeling optimistic, maybe materialistic. Maybe you're just really not feeling grounded and you're feeling all out of sorts. If this sounds like you're going to want to tune into today's episode 19 of the Coffee and Confidence Show, where I have guest Tabatha Foster. She's going to give you some tips on how to unlock your confidence. So I'm going to invite you to grab your pen, paper, your coffee, your hot beverage, your water, your shake, whatever it is, and sit down and tune into this episode. So thank you so much for being here. My name is Kelly Carrigan, and I'm your host today. I am an assertiveness coach, and my business is EmpowerMe Coaching. I'm empowering people pleasers worldwide to calm the chaos in their life and start to live life on their terms. You see, I used to be a people pleaser, so I know what it is like and how limiting it is to live that life of a people pleaser. And what is a people pleaser? So a people pleaser is somebody who's constantly putting the needs of others before their own. And what ends up happening is, you end up feeling resentful. I know I did. I end up feeling resentful and, really frustrated because it seemed like other people could get what they want, but not me. So now I am helping people pleasers live life on their terms to take back their power and live a fulfilling and confident life. So that is just a little bit about me. Without further ado, I want to introduce today's guest, Tabatha Foster. She's a returning guest. She was also on episode 11 of the show. So happy to have her back. She's a Reiki master, and she's the founder of Oh My Soul and Journey. So thank you so much, Tabatha, for being here. Please share a little bit more about yourself with everybody watching today.
Good morning, Kelly. Thanks for having me again. I am from St. John, New Brunswick, and I am a co-owner of Oh My Soul and Journey. We're a little wellness center over on the west side of St. John on Main Street. Great little space to come and help you on your journey to wellness and to people pleasing. I get that, but it's a great place to kind of work on you. We do all kinds of things there. We've got Reiki, and we have chakra workshops, and we have yoga and tea and talk nights and soul talks. All kinds of things. Too many to describe in a short period of time. But yeah, you can check out our Facebook page, which is Oh My Soul and Journey. You can reach out to me. But yeah, we're a cute little wellness center, just there helping everybody.
Awesome. I would really like to hear for you to share a little bit on how you got into Reiki and how you got into the whole energy work realm of things.
Oh, it was kind of a crazy way, really. I didn't really think that I had any of these big, huge issue problems going on in my life, but I'm like, I know there's more. I know there's something more out there for me. I was happy. Thought I was super confident. I was like, had the world by the tail, was working from home, was married, had kids, the whole white picket fence kind of thing. But I knew there was something missing. There was something more. I was like, there's just something. I need to expand me. I need to work on me because, like you said, being a people pleaser, I was involved with all these, the kids' activities and stuff. And I was putting myself on the shelf. So you become this, you can't pour from an empty vessel. You get cranky and tired and irritable. And so I'm like, there's got to be more. So for me, I started working with gemstones first. So I started, looking up different meanings of what gemstones could do and how they could change the energy in my house. So I would wear them and I would bring them into my home and research them and study them. And then from there, I started working with the chakra system. So did some studying and some courses on that. And then Reiki kept popping up everywhere I went on the internet. It was Reiki this and Reiki that. And I'm like, what is this crazy word? Why does it keep popping up? So it took me a while. I researched in St. John trying to find someone who taught Reiki. So I finally found Cindy Grant from, she was teaching at Amana Institute. And I signed up and took my level 1 Reiki. Never had a Reiki session, didn't really know what it was. So I went and I did the session and did my first level and loved it. But again, came home and just kind of set it on the shelf. I'm like, not ready to do anything with it just yet. So 3 or 4 months went by. So I decided to do level 2. And did my level 2, same thing, came home, kind of went, not sure what I want to do with it, not the right timing. And then a couple months after that, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm ready. So with some encouragement from some people and started doing some Reiki treatments on my own and with another practitioner. And she kind of encouraged me and helped me and kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I started doing Reiki and I've not looked back since. I absolutely love it. And it amazes me the changes it can make in people.
Well, so what kind of changes has it made in your life?
Oh, I am no longer, or I try, because we still slip back into those old habits really easily sometimes, but I really try to put myself first, to work on me, to remember to do all those things that make me feel good. And when I do that, I'm so much more confident. My relationships with other people are better. So yeah, it's really about working on you from the inside out. You have to start on the inside. And when you work on the inside, you glow on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Because this is the Coffee and Confidence show, we can't have the show without the coffee element. So you know what? It is time for What is in Your Cup? Did you like the whole slide by?
Love the slide by.
Trying to switch it up here.
Trying to switch up. Well, my cup this morning is a Buddha teacup that I actually just got for my birthday from my daughter's best friend, Diane. I love it. And inside it says, what you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. So it's actually kind of what I live by. So, and I'm having tea. I'm not a coffee girl, so I'm a definite tea girl.
That's all right. We can still be friends.
Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. So in my cup this morning, my mother cup that was given to me by my son, which I cherish, and it's big, so it holds a lot of coffee, which is A+ for me, which is a thumbs up. Yeah. So this morning I'm drinking an Americano with some cream and some unpasteurized honey, and it's like really filling my soul this morning.
Yeah.
So that's what's in my cup. I want to invite the viewers who are online. Please drop us a line, say hello, let us know you're here. If you're catching the replay, same thing. Let us know you're here. Let us know that you're watching. And this is a live show. So if you have any questions, comments, we would love to hear from you, because the more you put into the conversation, the more you're going to get out of it.
That's right. Ask those questions.
Exactly. So this is the second episode for us, Tabatha, on how to unlock your confidence, because I mean, there is more than one way to unlock your confidence. And you had shared with us that you practice and your modality is Reiki. So I have an idea of what you're going to talk about today. You're going to talk about the chakras and when they're blocked, what can happen. And last time you talked about the solar plexus. I'm like, that word, what's that word? Right. You talked about the solar plexus and unlocking that and how it can build confidence. And today you're going to be talking about the root chakra.
Right. So yeah, weirdly, the last time we talked about the solar plexus, which that chakra is definitely all about your self-confidence. So, but I thought we'll, wiggle down a little bit and we'll talk about the root chakra this time.
Yes.
And chakras are energy centers. Everybody has them. They're invisible. You can't see them on an X-ray or anything, but they're there. And we have seven main chakras. And the first one being the root chakra, which is at the base of your tailbone. and it is associated with the color red. And it is an earth element. So it's what grounds you. It grounds you to the earth. It grounds you to your home. It is associated with your feelings of security, being grounded, and it's your foundation. It's what you can't build a house on a crooked foundation and expect it to stand tall and straight. So your root chakra is, I think, the most important, although they're all very important and they all work together, but you need to have a really strong root chakra, and then the rest of them will build on that.
So when you say root chakra, is that like, would that be like a strong sense of self?
Absolutely. Strong sense of self. Yep. And it's your root begins to form as actually when you're in your mother's womb. So it starts right off the bat. So everything you go through in those early years sets your foundation. So some of us have things in our younger lives that have not been pleasant, or, have kind of altered our growing up. And it tends to put little cracks and holes, and sometimes it really shakes down your whole foundation. But there's nothing that can't be fixed. So yeah, it really is about working on that so that you can grow into the strong, confident person, that you want to be.
That's amazing. So when, just using your words, when people have, like, say, cracks in their foundation, or, there's blockages in the root chakra, what symptoms are they feeling, if symptoms, or what belief systems, or kind of what's going on in their world?
Right. And there totally is telltale signs that your root chakra is not, the energy is not flowing in and out the way it should be. So we can feel fearful. We can feel nervous, insecure, not grounded. Just that blah almost feeling, just, you just don't know what to do, where to go. So you're resistant to change. Depression, you feel disconnected from yourself, disconnected from your family. Maybe you don't want to be around your friends. Maybe you just kind of want to hole up and be often by yourself. So those are some of the things. There's, so many more, but those are the base ones. And, we all tend to get a little blah. So it's going, oh yeah, that's what's happening. What can I do now so that I don't let that slump go for long periods of time?
Right. That's great. We have a comment coming in that I want to acknowledge. So this morning, Penny Lynn says, "Good morning, ladies." Good morning, Penny. Thank you so much for being here. And she says, "I am presently diffusing frankincense, sandalwood, and rosewood because this morning I needed to feel grounded. Talking about root chakra is wonderful this morning, and I'm glad I was off and able to tune in." Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
Frankincense and sandalwood are one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
You could even dash in a little cinnamon or a little ginger in that mixture. help you feel a little more grounded.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so you had mentioned some of the symptoms that people might be feeling when their root chakra is blocked. Yeah. And for the most part, I work with many, many people pleasers. And I see this a lot too, right? Like, even I started with a new client yesterday, and that person came in and saying, like, I'm feeling like anxious, depressed, feeling disconnected. And, because they've lost their sense of self, they've lost their roots, because kind of roots are everywhere, trying to, like, please everybody else, that they've lost their sense of self, that they're not rooted and they're not grounded in who they are and what their values are and what their priorities are. So, I know that people pleasers can really benefit from having their chakras, bringing their chakras back to balance. All the terminology. I don't know all the Reiki terminology.
No, that's perfect. It's nice to keep it simple, because you get into these big, huge words and people are like, I don't know what that means. And that's just way too much work. And it shouldn't be work. yes, there's lots of work that we have to do, and we go in the inside and we do the nitty gritty stuff. But for the everyday, day to day stuff, to feel grounded and to feel happy and confident and wonderful, you don't want it to be hard work, or you're not going to want to do it. So it's like nice, simple things that you can add into your everyday that will help you feel grounded. And diffusing oils is a wonderful start, because it's easy. You get up in the morning and you put your oils in your diffuser and you turn them on, and then you don't have to give it another thought. But you're smelling them, and they just make you feel.
Tabatha, I lost you.
Oh, can you still see me?
All right, we'll just hold on here just a minute or so. And not sure, it looks like Tabatha might be having technical difficulties. But in the meantime, I will acknowledge Penny Lynn's comment here. She's like, yeah, there's cinnamon in my coffee. You know what? This is a great idea to put cinnamon in coffee. I've never personally done it, to be honest. But I've heard of other people doing it, so I should really try that. I've had like cardamom in tea, like an Indian tea.
Can you see me?
So yeah, anyways, I'm really excited to have Tabatha on, because she's talking about all the root chakras. And the last time she was on the show, she gave some very clear, awesome tips on how to unlock your confidence. And like she was saying, the diffusing the oils is something super simple that everybody and anybody can do, that really helps bring the balance back to the root chakra. And then you just set it and forget it.
What's that? Can you hear me?
Tabatha's coming back on.
Oh, am I back on?
Yep, you're back on.
Sorry, technical difficulties this morning.
Yeah. Don't worry. I was chatting and I filled the void.
I could hear you, and I could still see me, but nobody else could.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's all right. That happens sometimes.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I know I'm really excited I got my pen and paper ready. I hope everybody else has their pen and paper ready too, because I'm excited to write down some of the tips that you're going to share with us on how to unlock your confidence by bringing the root chakra back in balance.
Bringing the root chakra. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of go over some of the characteristics again. So sure. It's about your security and your safety and feeling grounded and feeling balanced. And it is your root chakra is your basic needs, like your food and your water and your shelter and your sleep. Those are all really important. So they're the foundation. If those aren't working right for us, then we're going to feel off balance. We're not going to feel as confident. So that's where we, tend to feel nervous, fearful, insecure, resistant to change. Depression can set in. So those are some of the things that if you're feeling those things, you can go, oh, light bulb moment. My root chakra maybe is a little unbalanced. Now what? Now what do we do to kind of bring that into balance? So again, it can be simple, easy steps that, like I said before, we can use essential oils are great for that. If you're going out and about and you can't take your diffuser with you, then bring your oils with you. We've got lots of, jewelry with lava beads these days that you can add a little bit of essential oil to. So like I said, cinnamon and ginger, the really earthy smells are great. Another thing I always say to people, because we're so sense for work environments now, people are not liking them. Put them on a cotton ball and put them in a Ziploc bag. And you can just open the Ziploc bag and have a little sniff of them and do it back up. But exactly. But it really will when you're feeling that overwhelm and flighty feeling. And if you just take a really deep breath in of the essential oils and you're like, oh, that just makes me feel great. If you can't do the oils for whatever reason, even just breathing helps. just take a few minutes and you just breathe in and out through your nose and just plant your feet firmly on the ground and just breathe. We forget to breathe these days.
Mm-hmm.
So you breathe in through your nose for the count of 4 and out through your nose for the count of 4, and just nice even breaths in and out. And you will begin to really just feel yourself connect and go, oh, okay, I can now go on. My confidence is back again. And I can take that step. So what else can you do? Foods is another great way to ground. And it's a perfect time of year because all of the root foods are great for our root chakra. Beets and turnips and potatoes and carrots and apples and those ones. So we're just kind of getting through the harvest season. So, add those to your daily diet. Mm-hmm. Soup, stews, great time of year for those. Give you that warm feeling, make you go, oh yeah, I feel loved and comforted, and then you, oh yeah, it feels great.
Right, the whole comfort food.
Comfort food, yeah.
Yeah, Penny made a comment. She's like, a nasal inhaler works too.
Oh, yes, Penny. They're fabulous. Yes. You can make your own nasal inhalers now. So you just fill them with the essential oils that you like, and you just, you can take those with you to work or wherever you're going. And just, you breathe, and it grounds you and connects you. And, once you feel that grounded and connected, your spine straightens a little bit more, your shoulders go back a little bit more, and you're like, oh, okay, I can take on the world. I can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. Yoga is another one that you can do. And again, you don't even have to go into this big, although I think yoga practices are great, but we don't always have time. So if we're somewhere and you're feeling that little, lack of confidence or something's going on, and you're like, oh, I'm feeling a little off. What is it that I can do? So there's a few yoga poses that are great. Mountain pose, perfect. So you can just take a minute. You stand with your feet planted firmly on the ground, your hands out. And again, always breathe. We always have to breathe. So yeah, there's mountain pose, lotus pose, crow pose. They're really, really great ones that you can do. Just takes a few minutes. So, and like I said, you're going to breathe in and out through your nose and set an intention. Set your intention when you breathe. What is it you're looking for? What do you need in your life? And then just take those moments and honor yourself and honor your intentions, and you will grow. Your roots will grow, and you'll build that foundation stronger.
So for anybody watching who is unfamiliar with the word intention and what it means to set an intention, can you explain that?
So setting intention is it's really easy, is a dream. What is it that you want in your life? What is it that you need for the day, for the moment, for the year, for whatever? And it could be, I want to be confident. I want to grow in who I am. And that's your intention. So when you go into that moment, we just take a breath and close your eyes and say, okay, my intention is to just allow myself to be more confident, to grow, to take this challenge head on and honor that inside yourself. Then that's what your intention is. And intentions can be anything. If it's whatever, it could be a new house, a new car.
The leading question that I like to use for my intention, it's like to get the ideas flowing, is what's going to make today the best day ever? And then whatever it is. Perhaps I have, like a workshop coming up, right? So what's going to make today the best day ever? And then whatever follows it is kind of my intention for the day.
Absolutely. Yeah. It just has to be simple. I think sometimes we get into this thought process that we're like, oh, it has to be difficult, and we have to have these huge list of great big intentions or this big list of something, and I have to hours of yoga and meditate. And it really isn't about that. It can be as easy as just a few minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's what works for you in the moment will help build you up and build your confidence and clear those chakras. But it doesn't have to be a lot. If it's going to overwhelm you, then it's not serving you a purpose.
Right.
So, yeah.
Penny's, she says, I personally find it hard to set an intention. So now I use intention cards. It helps me. Right. That's amazing. Like Tabatha just said, I mean, if it's going to add stress, then use something that's going to help you with intention cards. That's great. So what's your intention for today, Penny? I'd love to know. Anyways, we'll just give her a few minutes to respond. So far, what I've written down for your tips, excuse me, Tabatha, is use essential oils, cinnamon, ginger, just breathe. Your foods can help balance your root chakra, like some of those root vegetables like beets, turnip, potatoes, carrots, apples, soups, yummy comfort food, and yoga. And then you mentioned some different yoga poses that people can do to help rebalance their root chakra. Do you have other tips for the viewers today?
We do. You can wear red. Red is the color of the root chakra. So yeah, you can wear red. So add a scarf to your outfit. Or if you're not a red person, then go buy yourself some red underwear. It's true. You can, red earrings or a shirt, whatever makes you happy. It's just red is just that color, and it's warmth, and it just kind of gives you the confidence and gives you that grounded feeling. So yeah, wearing red. There are lots of other things. I mean, you can do energy work will also help clear your chakras. So if you find, these are simple tips for simple things. Sometimes we have really, lots of things that go back to our childhood and our upbringing and our growing up, or things that are happening in our lives right now that unground us, that shake our foundation. And sometimes you may need more than just an essential oil or just some extra red foods. And that's when you want to maybe reach out to somebody who can help you, like you, with your therapy sessions and helping people that way, or try a Reiki session or an energy session of some sort, or go to do some yoga or some of those things. But, it certainly isn't always simple. This is just for our everyday kind of simple tips, but I definitely don't want anyone to think, oh, I've got, I can do it easily. If you feel like you need more, then please reach out to me, and I can do what I can to help you, or I can make sure that I can get you some other names of people who can help you as well if you need a little more than that.
Exactly. That's amazing. My mom loves red. Like, as long as I can remember, that was her color. And she always associates confidence with the color red.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because she's very grounded. So yeah, I love it. I love red. I try to add a little into. It's one of my favorites. Although I'm wearing yellow today, I should have. Yeah. Yeah. So affirmations are another great one that we can use. Again, it's one of those easy things. Penny was saying that she uses the intention cards. So you can do affirmations. It's kind of the same thing. So it's about, affirmations are always I am. So for the root one, it could be I am safe, I am grounded, I belong, I have the right to be me. So again, if you have a hard time going, oh, I need affirmations, I don't know what they are, I don't know, Google is our best friend when it comes to affirmations. Pop in root chakra affirmations and make your own affirmation cards that you can pull every day and read, that will help remind you. And in Penny's case, she's using the intention cards. Take some time and think about what your intentions are, and just jot them down in your journal, or you could even jot them down on a Post-it note. I love Post-it notes. They're all over the place. So yeah, those are some other things that you can do.
Yeah, that's great. I know, like, a few years back when I first started my journey, um, affirmations, intentions, and gratitude was the foundation of
Yes.
my change, my journey. That's what really started me on this path to positivity and this path to change. So it is really powerful.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that when you said, and those were your start points, they were your foundation because you're changing, right? So you're rebuilding your foundation, or you're patching your foundation. You're doing the things that make that stronger, that make you stronger. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Nice, easy ways to get started, right? Because people go, oh, I don't know where to start. So yeah, sometimes it's just nice to start super small and just one tiny little step at a time.
Exactly. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine last night as we were going around with the girls trick or treating. And, people get overwhelmed with making like a big change. So specifically, we were talking about, people who are stuck in a job that they don't like, yet they can't imagine like leaving that job and doing something completely different. But it's all those little baby steps. So it's just do something different. It's like
Absolutely.
maybe instead of having coffee in the morning, have tea, go to a different coffee shop, go to a different grocery store. It could be something just super, super small, right? And that's why, like, I love these tips, because something super small, maybe, using essential oils or eating a different food or doing a different yoga pose, although it seems small, over time, it's the whole cumulative effect. And the next thing you know, your life is changing and it's evolving in the way that you want it to go.
Absolutely. For sure. Yeah. And you're right. Small steps is so much. Even babies, when they start walking, are little steps. So it's the little steps will get you further in the long run than trying to take this big dive into the pool and you're like overwhelmed, which is not what you want to be. We want to stop being overwhelmed. So yeah, little tiny steps. Try those affirmations every day. They're fabulous.
Yeah, that's great. So Penny also has a couple other comments. She said, for the cards, she says, I use May You Know Joy. Love those cards. They're really popular in around this area, in around like Southern Ontario. I got to meet the lady who started the May You Know Joy, and she's fabulous. So Penny says, mine is May You Know Clarity. So that's vision and purpose. So that is her intention for today.
That's a beautiful intention.
It is. And then she said, oh, sorry, I had the intentions and affirmations confused. I use the cards for both.
Yeah. Perfect. There's never a right or wrong. If you want to use those cards for affirmations, or if you want to use them for intentions, that's what they are. They're all, it's fabulous. But you're using them every day. And that's your focus for the day. So when you have a focus, that's your intention. So you're working towards clarity. If that's your intention for the day or your affirmation for the day, then yeah, I need to get clear. So how can I do that? What are the steps that I can do? Yeah.
Oh, yes. So Penny says, I met Adrienne last weekend. She is wonderful. Yes, Adrienne is wonderful. She's an amazing person. And she has an amazing story about her journey and how, she went from point A to point B. So yes, she's doing some great work.
Well, I've not heard of her, so I'll have to look her up and check out her cards, because I'm a total Oracle card, intention card girl.
Adrienne Ends, and her thing is May You Know Joy. So I'm sure you can look that up.
I will.
Yeah. So Tabatha, I want you to let people know how they can get in touch with you.
All right. So if you have any questions about chakras or anything else, please, I can work with people whether you're in St. John or outside of St. John. So please feel free to reach out to me. You can look up my Facebook page, which is Oh My Soul and Journey. You can email me, which is ohmysoulandjourney@gmail.com. And yeah, I'm pretty easy to find, Tabatha Foster on Facebook. So I love to talk about this stuff. It's my passion. It's my mission. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out.
Oh, that's great. Yes, and I welcome you to leave your links in the comments once we're done the show, so to make it easier for people to reach out. And I totally encourage everybody to reach out and send Tabatha a friend request and connect with the Oh My Soul and Journey. Yeah, that's amazing. Loved your tips. So much value there for people to focus on, putting their root chakra back in balance, and even just giving some great information about what the root chakra is, and then how it affects our daily lives and how we feel, and how it can, really increase your self-confidence when it's all in balance. So thank you so much for being a guest on episode 19.
Thank you. I loved it.
That's awesome. And for all the viewers out there, if you enjoyed today's episode, it is a weekly episode, the Coffee and Confidence Show, every Thursday morning. I'm looking forward to interviewing next week's guest. We have Brittany Lynn, and I'm excited for her to share her knowledge with you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful day.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.